Alright, guys. Another Sunday 16. This week we get to do another artist interview, which is dope because I get to introduce you to another one of my friends. He goes by Crizz. Government name Mike Robinson.
What's up? What's up?
From Winchester. We've been making music together for a while. And he's been making music kind of before I met him. And there's probably a lot to his story that I don't even know. So I just want to take this interview to kind of talk to him about a little bit about his life and his journey with music and hip-hop. And have him share kind of some of his music with you guys, and hopefully we get into some really cool stuff. I'm sure it'll like naturally go there.
Definitely.
But so I definitely want to start before music though.
Okay.
So think back to like late elementary school, middle school. Like you weren't doing hip hop music then, were you?
No.
Okay. So like, what was your thing back then? Like your hobby? Like what was your? You get home, you get off the school bus, and like this is what you did every day.
Honestly, like to be truthful with you, I just kicked it. Like
you was just chilling.
I literally was just chilling all the time. Like literally, I was just a kid who I did everything. You know, I did like regular stuff that regular kids did. I did, we played outside.
Yeah.
You had your neighborhood crew.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has that. I had neighborhood crew. We just went to each other's houses, played baseball, skated. Skated for like 8 years.
Yeah.
So
You ever make So we used to make these little janky ramps and like try to hop
the
our
janky
bikes.
ramps with the plywood.
Yeah.
Listen,
that was every kid's life.
Listen, I got some stuff here on this elbow.
Yeah.
All about that janky ramp.
I feel you.
Yeah, this skating, we did that like a majority
of the time.
Of the time, yeah. Probably from like the beginning of high school down to like going into 6th grade.
I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah, I did that for a while. But I'd always been into like, I'm not gonna say I was into music, but like music was still a part of my life because like it's I feel like it's in everybody's life.
Yeah.
Like it's the basis that sets your sound if you are an artist, because whatever you listen to, whatever your parents listen to, you listen to, and then.
All right, so this is a good question for me.
Yeah.
For you.
Okay.
From me. So. What did your parents raise you up on? Because I feel like that's very true. Like everything your parents listen to influences your sound. And I know my mom was like Redman, Method Man, Biggie, like Slim Shady. That was what I was raised on. So everyone's household is different. So like, what was in your parents like in your car when your parents were driving you around?
All right, so crazy. This is crazy, and I remember this. Like, it's probably one of my first childhood memories.
All right.
So we're gonna go from like childhood to like as I get older.
Okay.
So long story short, when I'm like a little kid, the first musical memory I have are two things. Riding around with my dad, listening to just old R&B albums, like John B, like R. Kelly, like Jodeci, and then listening to different shit like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, so your dad was into all of it.
My dad was into everything. Like his record collection still is like
super lit.
Any Funkadelic album, Stones, like his musical taste is like a color palette. Like it's crazy.
That's awesome.
We can go dark, or we can go light, we can have a good time, or we can just think about stuff.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, that's how I was raised, a lot of different types of music. And then of course gospel music too. But I would say main was like musical was R&B, and then like alternative rock.
That's awesome. Those are really, I don't know, those are two genres I'm really attracted to. Like I'll listen to anything and I can probably find something I like in anything, but like those are two that speak to me. So like, alright, so you're skating, making ramps, getting in trouble because you're staying out too late when you're like middle school age.
Yeah.
You get to high school, say like middle of high school, what's that look like? Like musically? What are you doing? Or anything. I'll just talk about life and then you can kind of talk about music.
Life, that's when I was like really like finding myself, because like 9th and 10th grade I was just still like in kid mode. Like once I guess like once you get past 10th grade, you get that like, all right, like I'm about to be a senior, like I'm about to be out this, like I'm about to be out, so like I gotta figure some things out. So like literally like my 10th grade summer, I don't know, I kind of just went through like a personality thing, like it just changed. I noticed it. Like I would just write stuff down. Like I wouldn't say raps or anything like that. Like not even poems, just broken quotes.
Yeah.
Like that I would turn into poems.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of my poems, like old poems as a kid, like they were like stories in a way.
Okay.
To me, I don't know. I just would write like weird stories.
Yeah.
Like it would always be about like somebody getting left or like somebody like like changing.
Okay.
There was always a change. But then like I used to draw as a little kid, but I started taking it serious then too. So I was really into art.
So you'd say like you found your creative outlet more near the end of high school, like your creativity.
Yeah.
You started like maybe feeding into that a lot more.
Yeah, at first I it was crazy. I always thought everybody was like that. Like everybody liked music. Everybody liked poetry. Everybody like I thought every high school kid during that time was doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't feel like anybody was different because we were all finding ourselves. So we're all in that spot. We're all in the same spot trying to figure out which way we're going. None of us have gone in the door yet.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Yeah.
So I always thought everybody was on an even playing field.
I feel it. Well, so you're starting to kind of piece these little poems together.
Yeah.
Kind of paint the picture of how that leads to you starting to actually record music. Because that seems like a big jump.
Yeah.
From writing broken lines to actually laying down vocals and trying to put songs together.
Yeah.
You know?
What happened, honestly, it's crazy. Like, after I got out of high school, I guess, like the end of my senior year, leaving high school, I would hang with people who like freestyle and stuff like that. And, I don't know, just like, I just started like really vibing and like really like learning hip hop and like really just being a student, like listening to Biggie, like, not that I didn't listen to Biggie and then like when we were kids, everybody did.
Yeah.
But like
in a different way.
Yeah, but like really like on an intellectual level, lyrically, like how they built the song.
Yeah.
Like how did this sound like this sound? Like that's when like I think like 17, 18 is when like things were like I want to do music.
Yeah.
So for like literally for like 4 years I would just analyze. I'd analyze, write a little bit. It's not that great, but like analyze.
Yeah.
Write, analyze. Right? Like, and I would just do that. I did that for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then 20 years old is right when things happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I remember I was riding in the car with 4 of my boys. We were in my friend's Jeep. And we were leaving a party. And I just remember, like, it's crazy. We were listening to Wayne's Dedication.
Every time Wayne dropped a project, it was like,
oh,
on repeat, everybody's lit. But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just remember we were playing that, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna play this one song, and it was his Knuck If You Buck freestyle.
Okay.
And like the lines in that song are just so epic. Like I don't understand it. It's still to this day. I'm just like, how could anyone think of that?
Yeah.
And like,
lean.
Yeah, we just
yeah. Just kidding. Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, like literally, like I just thought it was the most amazing like freestyle ever.
Yeah, I feel it.
And like to see that run, like Carter 2 to this day is my favorite album of all time. Like rap album. So
what about? Because everyone has their album and like their artist. So what about the Carter 2 is like? What speaks to you? What is about that project is like that's my thing. Like that speaks to me. Like what about it? Is it like the delivery? Is it just the vibe of it? Like
I think it was everything because it was that point where we knew that Wayne was gonna be great, but we didn't know he was gonna be like Jay-Z level great.
Yeah.
And like I guess when that album came out, like I just remember hearing it. I'm like. I was already a super fan of the first Carter. And I was like, all right, I like Wayne. Like, love it.
Yeah.
So, when I heard Carter 2, I was like, this is the greatest, like, this is the greatest I've ever seen, like, ever. Because I would listen to other people, too. I would listen to Hov. I would listen to Ludacris. Like, because Ludacris was big back then, too.
Yeah.
And I was like, the rise of Rick Ross, where he started.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I was just listening to a lot of them. Still playing old Dipset, Wu-Tang. Still bumping Biggie and Pac.
Yeah, that's always
never
in
going
rotation.
away.
Yeah,
that's never going away.
For sure.
But yeah, I would like study still then.
Yeah.
And then like when I really started like getting to the point where I wanted to make music. I just remember like freestyling in the back of somebody's car, and then literally like 2 weeks later, I think you were there. That what was it? The Apple Blossom party.
Oh,
back
yeah,
at my friend Josh's house,
yeah.
where me, you, Jet, everybody was out in the back performing.
Yeah.
And like, that was the first time I met y'all, and that's what's crazy. And literally,
Apple Blossom.
Yeah. And then as soon like right after that, I just remember our boy Jeremy. He hit me up. He hit Brett up, and literally we showed up at the studio, and we just.
All right. So. Started vibing. So is this like when short-term memory starts getting formed?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the beginning.
Okay.
But see, like before STM started, I met y'all two. I met you and him at the same time.
Yeah.
And like literally, I just remember like I dapped him up, and I was like, "Yo, message your music. I'm starting to make music too." And I was running with a different group back then. I was loosely affiliated. So, long story short, when me and Jeremy started working on our stuff, he brought Brett. The rest is history.
Yeah.
Because we went on to like make some crazy music.
Of course, crazy times in your life.
Crazy music.
So what, like, for the people that don't know your story, kind of explain to them, like, what short-term memory was, and like, kind of. Like that time and making music at that time with Brett, because I know a lot of people know about it that know you, but like people that don't know you have no idea what short-term memory is. They don't know who Brett is. So like kind of paint that picture for them.
Okay, so I want to say it was 2012, 2013, I think 2012. Me and Brett are just in the studio making music, and we're just creating, just messing around, not doing nothing crazy, just making cool tunes.
I feel it.
And then literally like we're just chilling there, and like I said to him, I was like, we've been vibing for a minute, we should make something. He's like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you thinking? I'm like, let's make a tape. He's like, a tape? I'm like, yeah, let's make a mixtape. Like, let's do this.
Okay.
I was like on some like Wiz and Currency type stuff, like tunes.
Because that was the vibe back then.
Yeah, like that was the wave, like that cushion orange juice.
Yeah.
Yo, when that,
I know.
That mixtape still. If I could talk to Wiz right now, I'd be like,
Mesmerized.
if I could talk to Wiz right now, like, we need you to come back. Like, we need you to come back.
Yes, Taylor Gang, Till I Die. Like, it was, I have a signed Wake and Bake and tour. I mean, I know Travis has one too, but I have a signed tour poster, like, front row. Dude was in a crew neck, like, iced out, like, Pittsburgh P chain, and a freaking snapback. Some J's, and then like literally 2 years later I saw him at Jiffy Lube, and he like, no offense to the dude, because everyone progresses as an artist. I'm not saying that what he's doing now is bad. I was emotionally attached to who he was before this, so it was when he switched up, it was just like hard to see it, but like he was just like on some like Jimi Hendrix tight jeans, open like button up shirt, flames coming out of the stage, and I was just kind of like, what, you know?
Like, what happened?
It wasn't because it was bad,
it was
like I was emotionally attached to the Wiz that like I felt like I found. So when I saw him on that, I was like, man, I don't know, like I don't know if I like this. I feel you. But so you guys were you decided to make a tape, and that's how the short-term memory thing came together.
Yeah, because I was really into, at that time I started like really like finding like what type of sound, like what was I really going for, like what was I really trying to do. And I was really into like the slow tempo, heavy 808s, but like groovy shit. So
I feel it. Alright, so you guys made a couple projects together. You did a lot of work together. I know we made some music at that time, but let's talk about, so is the transition from that into you working on the project you just dropped? There's a transition.
It's cool. I had just come off the heels of dropping an EP called The Drop. That's still on my SoundCloud too.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Alright, go.
But that's still on my SoundCloud too. I had just gotten to a point where STM, like, we didn't disband. It's just we just went our own ways. Brett was working on his new stuff, and like I had already like made a new project, and our friend Jeremy had moved,
Yeah.
Like, so, like, that was our studio there.
Yeah.
But, like, we all just started doing our own thing. And I was like, I want to make another tape. Like, I want to see what I can do. And, but I want to make it album quality.
Okay.
So then I just started really just listening to what albums I'd like that I can listen to front to back.
Yeah.
Like, no skips.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody has at least 1 to 3 albums that they can just listen to front to back.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just listened to those type of albums.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just study them. Like, why does this flow so good? Like, why is this? That's why, like, not to, like, think that I'm really, really good at it, but I like to think that I'm good at arranging my music to give it a certain vibe.
Yeah.
So, like, I think with that, I really studied that, and then really honed in on, like, what type of sound I wanted, what type of curve that I wanted to go for. And then that's when I made the drop. And then from there, I had songs left over that I thought would fit on a different project, just a totally different mood.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, in turn, like, I ended up working for 2 years on this thing.
Yeah.
And, like...
Just put it out.
Just put it out.
A couple
like,
months ago.
2 years ago, it came out. It's called Neptune VA.
Yeah.
And I feel like, to date now, that's my best work. Because I've, like, taken everything that I've ever done and, like, rolled it up in a ball.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I feel like I was just more polished, more knowledgeable, more in depth, more emotionally attached to, like, my own feelings and my own vision.
Yeah.
And, like, and that's what I look at that album as a vision, because that's why I gave it that name, because it's cool because my influences musically, it's weird. I got like a wide range.
No, you're good.
My favorite rapper is Currency.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyone who knows me knows that.
Okay.
Yeah. But I also, again, like, just my dad used to play them all the time. The Chili Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite band though is NERD.
Yeah.
Love NERD.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Pharrell fan. So, like, the Neptunes, Pharrell, Timbaland, all that, like Missy and all that, like the Virginia, like the legit Virginia sound.
Yeah.
Like, really what fueled me, like, in my teen years, because I was like, this is my stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know, just the way the beats were, everything was arranged, I just loved it all.
I feel it.
That was an influence for me.
I feel it. So, like, that project just came out. Like, what's your favorite track off that project? Like,
my all-time
like, or the
favorite?
one that you would just want people to, like, go find. You know, like, and, like, kind of tell them why.
Let's see. I would say the song "Keep It Real." I feel like "Keep It Real" is my most emotionally attached
song on the project.
Yeah, I think it's emotionally attached and detached, because the thing, like, the plot of the whole song was I'm venting to you in the beginning, hence the name "Keep It Real."
Yeah.
And I'm venting to you, stating, like, I'm kind of frustrated with how things are right now because it's not where I want them to be.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain. And it also, like, touches on, like, me just, like, releasing from that.
I feel it.
Like, releasing, like, feeling like a downer. Just
I
like,
feel it.
I wasn't, no, we're not supposed to feel that way.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be down all the time. So, like, it was just me, like, checking myself in the first verse. The second verse was, a lot of people don't know this either. The half of the second verse is me speaking from a person who doesn't believe in me.
Someone else's perspective. Yeah.
But it's a person who doesn't believe in me.
Yeah.
So.
We all have that voice in our head.
Yeah.
All of us do, as artists, for sure.
And then I flip it around to the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Which is like, nah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
So, you just dropped that project. I know you're letting it do its thing, but in 2017 is coming to a close. So, like, for 2018, like, what do you see for your music? Like, where do you see that going? Or, like, if you have a goal, the next thing you're trying to get to, or, like, you're trying to do, what does that look like?
I think just being more consistent.
Yeah.
Honestly. 2017 was the first year, literally, that I've ever truly set musical goals for myself.
Yeah.
So I think, truthfully, I'm gonna let Neptune live for a little bit longer. cool is, I'm actually announcing this on your show.
Go for it.
Come fall, I'm dropping another project.
Okay.
So
people be ready for another some more heat. Okay.
So the next one that I'm gonna do is gonna be a series.
Okay.
And the first of the series is Chill Kill Volume 1.
Okay.
So I'm working on that now as we speak. So it's gonna be tight, and I can't wait to get a whole bunch of people on it because I'm like collabing with everybody.
Heck yeah, man!
And I can't wait to get you on it too.
Okay.
So so it's gonna be dope. I'm happy about that. Like, we're getting back to the real vibes now.
I feel it, man.
But for 2018, it's crazy. I've already set the goal for myself, but I believe it. I'm gonna drop 3
projects.
3 projects in a year.
You can do it.
Yeah. It's possible. It's just like I said, being consistent.
Yeah. Put in the work. You got it.
Yeah, and dropping more visuals, man. Like, there's some things coming.
I feel it. So, all right, I got one more question for you, okay? Mm-hmm. And then I'll let you spit some bars for the people, and then we got a little something at the end, all right?
Word.
So, like, I know for me, like, I have a movement that I believe in, and, like, my music stands for something, you know what I mean? And, like, it's something that I truly want to express to people. Like me making music, there's a certain thing that I want them to get from it. Right. So, like, and you may or may not have this feeling, but, like, what is your hope that your music can do for the world? Because we know, like, music can change the world, and I know music has changed your life, right?
Lives.
So, like, what do you hope, like, some kid that's at Hanley right now, that's in 9th grade, that stumbled across your song on SoundCloud, like, what are you hoping that your music is going to be able to do for that person? You know what I mean?
I think, honestly, truthfully, if I could be 100% with you, freedom.
Yeah. So what do you mean by freedom?
Freedom to do what you want. Just
show people that
show people really what you're about, what you believe in, what you are good at.
Yeah.
Like your gift.
Yeah.
Everyone on this planet has a gift.
Yeah.
Ours happens to be the same.
Yeah.
And whether we share it different ways, whether we share it the same way.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want to give. Freedom.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on in this world right now. The last thing I want to do is add more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, of course.
And, like, truthfully, if I can do it with music, a release, an escape from whatever chaos you may be going through, whether it's a breakup, whether it's friends splitting, going their separate ways, whether it's losing your job, losing, just having a bad day.
Yeah.
I hope my music to someone is a release.
That's dope, man.
And it's your own reality.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's awesome.
So.
All right. So this part of the segment is where you get to, like, show off a little bit.
Right.
All right. So people are gonna watch this, and what I want you to do is just share some bars with them.
Okay.
Just kind of something that you feel like is gonna get their attention, so that they'll be like, okay, I need to go check this dude out.
Okay.
All right. So just go for it whenever you're feeling.
Okay. I'm gonna spit something from my song "Snapping."
Go for it.
Off my previous project, The Drop. It goes a little something like this. Jordan 12s. And Jordan's French and blue. I'm retro down to the socks. Like rappers think they knew. Yeah. A young nigga keep it G though. Like make it change out of $5 rappers. Like I'm that nigga Nino. While chasing C notes. Cause grind is all that we know. I'm getting to the dough cause every verse a brick of blow. I'm crack spitting, red stag sipping, and wax hitting, then back flipping and back kicking like lawn teching. I ain't coming second. I'm number uno. Unless I'm strapped up in your chick. Don't need that Juno. Got my heart from Pluto. My flow from Mars. I guess that's why I'm spitting spaced out bars. I rap battle space beams all around Saturn's rings while I'm rocking LeBron Christ Kings. I'm straight snapping.
You said something about back kick like Law and Tekken. Law's your dude?
Hey, low key, I'm a heroin.
Law is your dude.
I'm heroin on the low.
I don't
Crazy
know,
with the footwork.
Man.
Hey, I'll bring the PS2 up.
Eddie Gordo is the man. That's all I gotta say.
Get out of here with this.
Anyways,
you're one of those.
We're gonna agree to disagree.
Nah.
We're gonna agree to disagree.
You're getting the business.
To be honest, my brother can whoop both of our asses on Tekken, and he just got his learner's permit. So
nah, he's not seeing me in Tekken.
I guarantee you,
he's not seeing me in Tekken.
All right, so So I want to start something new at the end of these interviews. And I've decided too that I'm gonna open up the platform to more than just music, because there's a lot of people I think that are young that are doing like starting businesses, that are doing like really positive things, that are just showing kids that you can do a lot more than maybe what you see in school. So I want to open up the platform to like try to get in touch with a lot of different types of people. But at the end of this, the big thing like that I made a goal to always lead with gratitude and to give, because I feel like thinking when they're with abundance and thinking to give is like that's what's gonna make everything continue to go and grow, like all of us, you know. So that's important to me. So I want to give you a gift, okay?
Oh, word.
All right. Dope. And then I would like for you to I'll open it. You're gonna open it, you know, on camera and stuff. But I would like for you to seriously consider about finding a piece of your movement, something that means to you, and like giving that to someone else.
Okay.
And if you do that, like post about it and try to like get other people to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because artists, I hate to say it, but we get a little salty and we feel like everybody should watch our stuff all the time and everybody should like our stuff all the time. But like, it's really our responsibility to give to the people and to make them want to like our stuff. So definitely, like, that's a stipulation. You got to promise you're going to do something.
Of course.
All right. So got a little package now. I know I interviewed Logan and Brett, and like I didn't really give them anything, but I got you guys. I did get some stuff made for you, so I'll give it to you on Sunday when I see you. But all right, so you open that up. Just take the first thing out.
Dope.
So yeah, show the people.
Dope. Can't block my shine, T.
So that means a lot. Can't block my shine means you can do what you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Dope.
So that's my movement. So don't let nobody tell you different. All right. And there's other things in there, I think. There's one, but one of them's tucked inside. So pull that out. All right.
Think
you read?
Grow Rich, of course.
All right. So this book changed my life.
Okay.
And I just I believe in like passing on knowledge and things that really helped me grow as a person. So that book just made me realize that a lot is possible. And if you have something you're trying to do, like a movement or a dream, then I think that book can definitely open some things up for you. So that's definitely read that for sure, and then pass that on to somebody.
Okay. When
you're done with it.
Word.
All right. So open up the first page in there, and you can use that as a bookmark.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So you can show the people.
Can't block my shine.
So some little stickers in there. So like we're gonna wrap this up. I know this one's a little long, but we definitely got to know Mike a little bit on this interview, and kind of got to go on the journey from the very beginning to the end. But the last thing, this is an awesome Sunday 16. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man.
I've been antsy to be on here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Of course, man. But the only thing I'm gonna end this with is I hope everyone has an awesome Sunday, and just definitely look to like spread some positivity this week. Spread some love. If you can like give somebody something, whether that's like a positive reinforcement or just some encouragement, definitely look to do that, because we need more of that in the world right now. All right.
Can't agree more.
All right. You guys have an awesome Sunday. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.